Welcome to another episode of the Group Parlay podcast with myself, Nick Strum, Andy Semo, Kevin Asoyan, unable to join us. Yesterday, not much to say about it. Kicking the nuts. Bucky Irving, just so close to hitting that 45.5 number. Wasn't in the cards. Almost one of the biggest parlays the pod has hit, but it is what it is. New day, but I'll hand it off to Andy for a quick recap of yesterday's pretty great day of sports yesterday. So,
yeah, I mean, what an awesome game. We'll start with the good. Falcons money line for Kevin. What an overtime. I mean, Kirk with I think it was a 60-yard strike to win the Falcons a game there. Matt Ryan's Ring of Honor night. Really good game for them. Kirk looked awesome. So that went to my pick, which I had Kirk Cousins over 225 pass yards. He went more than double. He went for 509 yards. Dude was awesome yesterday. I mean, no other way to say it. The receivers looked great. He was spreading the ball around. Kirk O'Chains, baby. He was awesome. But the bad, we lost by 2 yards. Bucky Irving over 45.5 rush yards. He lost by 2 yards. And the real thing that sucks about this is there were 3 ways he could have got those last 2 yards. One, that holding call doesn't happen at the end of the game. That pushes him out of field goal range. He passes the line there. 2, his fumble. He was off to the races after that fumble. Probably would have picked up the first down, would have got the yards there. And 3, Rachaad White got injured on the last play of the game before overtime. So Bucky Irving was going to play. And in overtime, the Falcons won the toss. And they didn't give the ball back to the Bucs. So if the Bucs would have won, he probably hits there. So it hurts. That one was just like an all-time bad beat. So
we could have almost got that 40 plus yards instead of the 45.5. It was right there, but
yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, we were very close to taking his 40 plus yards instead of his actual rush line, which obviously would have been a great hit, but it was not in the cards. So on the month, 0-3. Kevin's 2-1. I am 1-2. Strom, you are also 1-2. So it is what it is. But on today, we have a full slate of college football tomorrow, NFL coming up, Dave's Dogs tomorrow. So, okay.
Yeah, got to keep the positive mindset. We're getting there. We're still pretty hot on NFL in general. A couple bad beats in NFL. So, like a couple of really bad beats, I'll call it. You had a terrible one. I'll call last night wasn't a great beat. We're there. So, positive mindset. Trust the process. It'll come.
It's got to flip eventually. Gambling is just a game of streaks. So, all right. Let's get into the picks. I'll kick it off. I'll start. So I'm going TCU -14. They are playing Houston today. When Houston has played a reputable program, I do not consider Rice a reputable program. They have only scored 19 total points in 4 games. They got shut out in back-to-back games against ISU and Cincinnati, losing by 20 plus in both of those games. TCU has got a top 20 offense in the country. In scoring and in total yards, where Houston has a bottom 10 offense in scoring and total yards. They have had a ton of turnovers. Their quarterback has thrown 5 interceptions. I think they have 6 turnovers in their last 2 games, which is a big reason why they haven't scored. Whereas TCU, their quarterback Hoover, he's thrown for 14 touchdowns. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns in every game this year at least. So I think it's a cut and dry case of TCU is going to put up points. Houston's got a decent defense, but TCU is going to put up points, and Houston cannot. Plus, TCU's at home, so I love this. 2 scores, not too much for a big program to beat a really, really struggling one.
Yeah, a 1-3 Houston team going into TCU on a Friday night. I like that. I like the home team.
Me too. All right, Strom.
Yep, I'll go into Kevin since he is going college football as well. Kevin is going Syracuse +7.5. At UNLV. He said he got burned last week by betting against Syracuse, and he's not going to do it again this week. He said McCord is a stud, and their passing game is on a roll right now. UNLV is a run-heavy team and lost Sluka to the NIL stuff, where he just said, I'm not going to play. He doesn't see UNLV staying undefeated, and he loves catching 7.5 here on a coin flip of a game. He thinks that Syracuse could win this one straight up. I don't have really much anything else. The only thing I don't like is it's at UNLV, but run heavy team. You got a backup quarterback in really, and he likes Syracuse. So
I don't know. I was thinking about UNLV this game. Obviously, probably would have moved the line to like 4.5, something like that. But their new quarterback might be better than Sluka. He was 13 for 16 last week with 182 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, along with a rushing touchdown.
who did they play?
Fresno State, who's they were 3-1 when they played them. So
yeah,
and they blew them out 59-14. So I do think Syracuse is better than Fresno State. I think UNLV is just their legit team.
I know nothing.
That's my
I know
point.
Sluka. I know the drama with the NIL stuff, but and he's bet on Syracuse and against Syracuse before, so I don't know which way he likes it. But
yeah, I will say, after a big blowout like this, they were in close games. So they beat. I don't even know who this is. UTU. I don't even know. Utah Tech. Blew the doors off of them, then only beat Kansas by 3. So
Kansas is a good team, but
Kansas, no, they're not. But
I mean, what are they? 2-3, but
yeah, they're an okay team.
Yeah,
who knows?
Yep. And it's a pretty small college slate, so I'm going WNBA. First WNBA bet of the year. Love it. Playoffs. I'm going Liberty plus 4.5 against the Aces. Liberty have been the best team in the WNBA the entire year. They've led the series 2-0 against the Aces, including the regular season. They're 5-0 against the Aces. Teams with a 2-0 lead in a 5-game series in the WNBA are 18-0 in the series. So Liberty have been underdogs 3 times all year. They're 3-0 against the spread as an underdog. They're 3-0 straight up as an underdog. Elite on the road, 16-4 on the year. I look for Brianna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu to keep this one close. So hopefully it's not one of those games where they're gonna lay down and let the Aces whoop their ass and then beat them tomorrow or 2 days, whatever. But I like catching points here.
Yeah, I mean, I know nothing about the WNBA, but I mean, if they're the best team, I know the Aces are good and the Aces are at home, but we're catching 4 points. So even if it's close,
Aces are good. Aces are at home. 2-time defending champ, but they haven't been as good this year. I think the Liberty are like 32-8 or something. So I actually think they're 16-4 at home and 16-4 on the road. Exactly even. Aces, I think they have 7 or 8 losses at home this year. They do have the best player in the league with Asia Wilson, but
take a team.
Yeah.
All right. Well, to recap the picks, we got Syracuse plus 7.5 at minus 139, TCU minus 14 at minus 144, Liberty plus 4.5 at minus 140, plus 399 for today's parlay. Man, we can't think about yesterday.
It's the only thing I'm thinking about. We just had somebody comment on Instagram. Bucky Irving line came down to 43.5 and he hit 44. So in my heart, it's a winner. In my book, it's a loser. So It's tough.
Yep. Very aggravating. So
New day.
Let's get it.